you've decided to do a gap or to get, okay, you've decided to get gap certification. One of the first things you need to do is go to your local FSA office and obtain field maps. The field maps will have the GPS coordinates of each individual field you plan to crop in the particular commodity you're getting certified for within the gap. Another thing you'll do is go to your local NRCS office and obtain a flood map for that individual field also. It's very important. Scrolling down. The first things you need to do when you decide to get GAP certified is a nice, thick, heavy notebook. Because in this notebook there will be many things. The notebook will contain the USDA information that is required to become GAP certified. You can download many of the materials from the USDA website, which will provide to you at a later date. The notebook, as I stated before, will have the maps that you've obtained with the map numbers that you've obtained. As you can see from this example, this particular farmer has several fields in his GAP program. This is an example of the sheet you'll obtain from FSA, which is your report of acreage. The flow map of your commodity is critical to the GAP, and it's important that you try and put as much information into this flow map so that you'll meet the requirements of the GAP certification. When you download the information from the USDA website regarding GAP certification, one of the things you'll find is the checklist. And it's important that prior to having someone come out to your farm to certify it, that you've gone through this and you know that you meet all the requirements. You need to remember, when you have a GAP certifier come out to your farm, he or she is going to charge you at minimum $90 per hour that they're on your farm, and it's an 8-hour minimum charge. Some of the things that they'll be looking at relate to issues of traceability, worker health and hygiene, traceability is critical, and part of the things that you'll need to just remember to do is just keep all your bills that are related to maintaining issues related to GAP. For example, if you buy chlorine to keep your potable water potable, you'll save that. When you buy the porta potty that you're going to need, you need to maintain that bill. The cleaning service to come out and clean that porta potty will also be part of your materials that you'll maintain in this handy dandy little notebook. Water usage is another critical issue that will be looked at when you go for GAP certification. You need to maintain records and have documentation that addresses issues like water quality, sewage, animal waste. If you use city water, the water bill will be sufficient. However, if you use well water, the well will need to be checked periodically, at least a minimum quarterly basis. If animal waste has been put on any of the fields, you need to have documentation to show when and where this animal waste material was applied. Part of the issue with the GAP is just maintaining written policies of issues related to your stewardship of the land, so that, say for example, you have an issue uh, with workers being educated. It's part of your policy in writing that you educate your workers about hand washing and other issues related to the safety of the produce that's coming off your farm. The key thing about these written policies is oftentimes they're there just to address some of the issues that come up in the gap, that you got proof in writing that you're following these policies, and the workers that are on your farm and visitors that are on your farm are following these policies. Another issue that will be addressed when the people come by to certify are issues related to the field sanitation and hygiene, field harvesting and transportation. As you can see, there's a lot of issues that you hadn't perhaps even thought about when thinking about going and getting GAP certified. It's from the planning to the harvest to the actual shipping off your property that the GAP is trying to help you keep records with by giving you this organization. The house packing facility are other sheets that you'll have to go through to make sure that you're meeting these requirements. From the receiving of the goods from the field to the packing out of the field. As you're probably already aware, there are a lot of packing house records that will need to be kept to maintain your GAP certification. You need to remember with the GAP, you're certified the first time, but you get certified every year. Basically, you get audited every year. There are many things you can get offline. As I stated before, you can find the manual online, you can find the checklist online, and you can find additional materials that you'll need to have in your notebook to show how you're educating your workers. For example, this is a program developed from Cornell University regarding good hygiene. It's available in English and Spanish. This is another booklet available from Cornell that kind of explains